Well, the Super Bowl has come and gone. Record viewership this year, by the way. And as usual, there was more buzz about the commercials than there was about the game. Now, there's nothing trivial about this, believe it or not. When you're shelling out $4.5 million for 30 seconds of access to America's wetware, you presumably better know what you're doing. The messages and the themes during the Super Bowl commercials are important because they are, at the very least, the wisdom of the marketplace at work, trying to figure out what America wants right now and how to sell it to them. It's the best chance we have all year to capture the zeitgeist, which I'm sure you know is a German word meaning the spirit of the times, but is actually directly translated as the time ghost, which I like a lot better, frankly. So joining me now to take a look at 3 of those ads, each one about a vision of America, our fellow Ghostbusters Steve Green and Scott Ott. Welcome, lads. Gents, as I said, 3 ads about America caught my eye on Super Sunday. Hey, by the way, can we just call it Super Day from now on? I think that's got a lot of punch. Super Day. Now, as many of you know by now, we shoot Trifecta on a Tuesday morning, but we have a brief conference call on Monday afternoon to talk a little bit about each one of the prize-winning pumpkins that we plan to bring to the State Fair. I mention this because normally we're pretty much in agreement, but Scott, you and I saw 2 of these ads very, very differently. Steve didn't see any of the ads, obviously, living in Denver. He was 3 sheets to the wind 3 minutes after that first snap was recovered for a safety. So let's take a look at this one first.
So beautiful for spacious skies, por tus olas de grano sambar, yo piscina sakote, sa ibabaw ng mga prutas. America, America, God shed His grace on thee.
Well, Scott, I didn't like this ad at all because I'm a hate-filled racist bigot, but I have other causes that I may get to in a minute. You had an interesting reaction, though, when we were talking on the phone. What were you thinking when you saw that?
It's funny, and just watching it again, I haven't seen it since then. This is the second time I've seen it, and I actually kind of got a little choked up. I watched the game with 2 friends of mine who are evangelical Christians like myself. I think they're Republicans. They're probably conservatives. And when that commercial was over, one of them, my friend Ricky, said, "Good job, Coca Cola." You know, and I think it was kind of the consensus in the room was, isn't that nice? Because the message was, America is beautiful, and people come from all around the world to be part of that beautiful America. Watching it this time through, I also noticed that they left in English, America, God shed His grace on thee. You know, they put that part, believe it or not, the God part was done in our primary language here in this country. I really thought it was a terrific commercial, but I knew when I was watching it that people were going to be pissed.
Well, I'm one of them. Steve, you know, this ad really bothered me, and I know a lot of people think it's because I'm so anti-immigrant, racist, Nazi bigot, but actually, Steve, it's actually just the opposite. Because my feeling is the story of American immigration is not about coming here. It's about becoming here. I would have much, much preferred this ad to be immigrant families struggling to sing American the Beautiful in English. In English, coming here together, bringing their cultures and their backgrounds and their accents to become Americans, speaking the language of the country, and not just some gigantic polyglot of the world that they left behind. Thoughts?
Well, you know what, Bill? I would agree with you if you had said the ad would have been better if it had been people struggling to sing the Star-Spangled Banner in English, because that song is our national anthem. America the Beautiful is an inspirational and an aspirational song. This is supposed to be an aspirational country. And so the idea of people all over the world singing that America is beautiful in their language, that to me says that there are people overseas, and I'm a big supporter of immigration, I'm very pro-immigration, there are people overseas who are Americans, they just haven't gotten here yet. And those were the people whose voices I heard singing in that ad.
I gotta stop you here because I'd never thought of it that way. Do you perceive those people to be living overseas? I always assumed that they were here in America.
No, no. I saw that as when I heard the English, I pictured Americans. When I heard other languages, the Jewish guys in the window, I assume, were looking out a window in Jerusalem or somewhere in Israel.
Well, that
that's the way I heard this song.
completely changes the texture of it. Completely, utterly reverses my opinion on it. I thought they were in America. That was my entire problem with it. I withdraw the entire trifecta. Let's just delete the whole segment. Let's go on to the 2-minute.
Ruined Bill's trifecta this week.
We got a 2-minute drill here. This one's a little long. We'll do a little section of it. Let's take a look at this one. I like this one a lot.
Is there anything more American than America? Because you can't import original. You can't fake true cool. You can't duplicate legacy. Because what Detroit created was a first and became an inspiration to the rest of the world. Yeah, Detroit made cars, and cars made America.
This is actually the 3rd year in a row that Chryslers come out aggressively swinging for American pride in their automobiles. Clint Eastwood did one, Eminem did one, and now we have Bob Dylan. I just love this ad.
And you can't import the heart and soul.
You know, what about it? Do you think, Scott, did you like this one? I actually thought that this ad was so profound in its ability to isolate the fact that the one thing America has more than any other country in the world is an international identity of cool and hipness and culture that the whole world wants. And I think they wound that into an ad for buying cars. It made me feel really good, Scotty. I really, 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 really like that ad.
Well, it's growing on me now that I've watched it a second time. You know, I'll tell you what, though. Number one, I would prefer the Clint Eastwood version to the Bob Dylan version. That's just me. And number two, I'll tell you what happened in that little room while we were watching this football game. Is when they got to the end of that commercial, I said, well, that's a really good commercial about America by an Italian car company.
Oh, dude. Oh, you just put a shiv in my heart, you son of a bee. Steve, let's just cue up my favorite part of the commercial. I actually just love this. Let's have a look.
So let Germany brew your beer. Let Switzerland make your watch. Let Asia assemble your phone. We will build your car. Things will change. Things will change.
We will build your car.
Yeah.
That is, you know, where did that go? Where did that go? And this is the thing that just rings me like a bell, is this idea that it's all just actually there. It's there. We just have to pick it up, Steve. Yeah,
you know what? I don't know if you recognize the guitar, the medley that Dylan is playing that ad. It's my absolute favorite Dylan song. He won an Oscar for it. It's called "Things Have Changed." It was used in the Wonder Boy soundtrack. That's why he got the Oscar for it. But it's kind of this end of the century, this fin de siècle look at an America that is in disarray and decline, and this guy just trying to kind of make his way through this big oncoming train wreck. And I think that by using that song for that ad says things have changed, but maybe we can change them back. Yeah. And I think that's a really powerful message, and I love this ad. I love it to death.
Things have changed, and maybe we can change them back. It's a great tee-up, Steve, because there's one ad I want to look at finally, and it's this one. It's a little hippy-dippy in some ways, and there are images here, though, that really warm my heart. I'm not in love even with the overall theme of the thing, but the pictures, the images. Take a look at this.
This was once my street. It's time to turn the street lights back on, to turn the close sign around. This street does have a name. This is Main Street, where we are made in America with pride with peace, with positive energy. Alex and Ani.
I gotta tell you guys, when I saw the old dilapidated rundown buildings and dead neighborhoods morphing into new hip stores and vibrant centers of commerce, it just made me happy. Because pride matters. Pride drives standards. Pride drives discipline. Pride is the end result of ambition fulfilled. Now, if we could just get the regulations and the highest corporate tax rate in the developed world, and the union rackets and the political corruption and the decay of governance at the hand of cronyism, lust for power, and raw incompetence and greed, get all of that out of the way and just leave the pride, discipline, and ambition, well, there may be some life left in the old girl after all. For PJTV, I'm Bill Will. Have a super day.